They don't know how we do it. They'll never get it anyway. Conquering the impossible, all with a smile on our face. We work hard, we play harder, we push it to the limit, going farther and farther. We work hard, we play harder, we push it to the limit, going farther and farther. Grind all day, we dance all night. With body freaks of nature, with body freaks, body freaks. Grind all day, we dance all night. With body freaks of nature, with body Summer, where my spirit's free, no one's stopping me now. I just can't wait until the summer, when I meet with you again. Yeah, I just can't wait until the summer, when my spirit's free, no one's stopping me now. I just can't wait until the summer, when I meet with you again. Yeah, I just can't wait. I just can't wait. I just can't wait until the summer. I just can't wait until the I just can't wait until can't wait until another, when I got nothing on my mind. I just can't wait to rediscover, when I meet with you again. Oh, I just can't wait until the summer, when my spirit's free, no one's stopping me now. I just can't wait until the summer, when I meet with you again. Yeah, I just can't wait until the summer, when my spirit's free, no one's stopping me now. I just can't wait until the summer, when I meet with you again. Yeah, I just can't wait. I just can't wait. I just can't wait. I just can't wait until the summer. I just can't wait until the
Hey. Hello, and welcome to the PMA LCS. I'm Reese, Uramoose. I'm here with Rafal. Someone named Rafal.
Hi, I'm Rafal.
And tonight we've got a matchup of Austin's E-Girls, OeG, versus the Power Bottom Boys. And I'm really excited for this match. These are two of the top 5 teams. And I think it's going to be a really competitive series, and they're both looking for, I believe, a chance of redemption. They both had not ideal weeks last week in their matchups, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But I think that a 2-0 victory here could mean a lot for either of these teams.
Yeah, they didn't have the best week at all last week. They're both still second and third in the standings, so it still goes to show that even though they kind of tripped up last week, they've been, doing pretty solid up until their last week matchup. So I think they're both looking for a pretty big win here, and I wouldn't be surprised if they went 1-1 because they're both pretty high up in the standings. But obviously we'll see how it goes as the Champs Select starts and Lee Sin is banned from OeG.
Yeah, Lee Sin, huge pick. That's obviously for Labyrinth. He's Lee Sin main. Had his first performance on the champion last week, and it was not impressive. Kog'Maw banned away from C-Van, and potentially Spooped in the peripheral, but definitely banned from C-Van. That's one of his main mid lane champions.
Yeah, C-Van more plays on Kog'Maw so far.
Yep, Ornn, another really important ban away from Makout. Oh, they're going right through these. Hecarim ban. I don't think we've actually seen a Hecarim in the split yet.
Yeah, I was not expecting that.
Yeah, Aurelia and Poppy definitely bans from Front Lash. Platinum ranked player on PBB, definitely a threat in top lane. And in response to the Ornn ban, good call. Ornn most played champ from Makout. I believe 5 games on it, and his only other game is on Furo.
Yeah, 5 and Furo.
So we see Kaisa coming out. That could be for Spooked, but most likely that is for C-Van. Having got a pentakill on it last season. In the March Madness, my bad. So yeah, Kaisa, huge threat on C-Van. Morgana and Trundle coming out for the Power Bottom Boys. Trundle could be the front lash or Labyrinth.
I think it's for Labyrinth. Labyrinth has played it already at least once.
And Morgana, I think that's an excellent pick. We actually saw that last week. They're here, picked it into C-Van. I think that's a smart move. Very safe laner. She's basically too safe to fail. She can't lose lane, and against C-Van, that's so important.
Yeah, I really like the early Morgana pick. It's not really looking like the Morgana pick seems pretty strong against what OeG's picked so far, because Zin wants to run towards the team. Morgana can keep him down. The Black Shield will be nice against. Well, at the moment, nothing too particular. Maybe just a knockup from Zin. So we'll see how useful the Black Shield will actually be. It is a pretty early pick, so we'll see what it's looking to defend against from OeG.
We see with the Twitch pick that is most definitely a Kaisa mid. Twitch spooped most played champion 5 games on it so far. Caitlyn, in response to that, a strong laner who, Twitch definitely not known for a strong laning phase. And also, I think that could be threatening the flex pick of the Morgana, because Morgana Caitlyn's a very powerful lane. Morgana lands the binding, Caitlyn puts a trap under it, they're stuck there for, a decade, taking headshots from Caitlyn. So,
PBB's in a pretty good spot right now with 2 flex picks picked so far, so OeG has to really think about what they're banning.
Yeah, we see the top lane bans against the Khaled. I think that's really smart. Fiora is his only other played champion in the split so far, and Gnar also a strong laner, so we might be seeing something that Khaled's not entirely familiar on. Nasa's ban as well against Front Lash. Very smart. He popped off on it a couple weeks ago against DP. So
yeah, Front Lash is at least seems like he wants to kind of take over this game. They're making Khaled dig pretty deep to pick his whatever champ he's going to pick, and Front Lash will likely have some sort of counter pick at the being on red side. Although I guess he could pick the Trundle if Khaled eventually just decides to pick some sort of safe tank. He has to, go deeper with what he chooses to play.
Yeah. So with the Swain ban, that could have, I believe that was against Rob. And Rob, one of my favorite performing mid laners so far in this split. He hasn't quite put up the sort of damage as that someone like C-Van does, but he has an incredibly safe laning phase. The Galio, almost certainly for him. So Rob just plays very smart in lane. He plays the sort of utility style that not a lot of other mid laners are playing. Karma, one of his most played champions. Orianna also very important. So I'm wondering if we're going to see Rakan come out. Murphy Routed's most played champion so far in the split is Rakan, and Ziaboy, also known for his Rakan.
Yeah, I'm really curious how much AP OeG is going to pick, because I'm a little worried about them if they pick a full AD team comp with so many auto attackers.
Yeah, Kaisa's definitely going to be a huge source of magic damage.
Oh, really?
So you see the last picks come out. That's Nocturne in the jungle. So that is going to be Trundle top lane.
Okay.
Also, interesting combination we see on OeG, the Twitch and Shen. The Submarine is there. So they're diving deep, and we'll see if they can bring it out going into the actual champ select here. So just at a glance at these team comps for fall, what do you think going into this?
I'm personally preferring OeG. I think the comp is a little bit more cohesive. PBB, some of their champs want to go in, some of them want to stay out a little bit. I mean, the Trundle and the Nocturne's going to want to go deep. The Galio can definitely defend him. I guess both teams have a bit of a comp where, the jungler or someone can just dive right in and someone can, follow up with them. The Galio can ult in onto the Nocturne, the Shen can ult in onto the Zin, the Kaisa, the Twitch, whoever. So I still feel like OeG's a little bit more cohesive with their team comp. They have a little bit more damage, ready to churn out against PBB. What do you think?
I think definitely if OeG can get a foothold in this game, they will be able to run away with it. But PBB, Blade Champ Select, really smart.
Yeah,
They
I do agree
have-
with that.
They have Morgana in the mid lane, one of the safest possible laners conceivable. She can shove lanes in with very little effort. She essentially can just deny ganks. She puts Black Shield on herself and walks
It's
away.
Morgana support Galio mid, I think.
Oh, my bad. Galio mid. My bad. I was so caught up thinking about Morgana's mid. So, let's talk about the bot lane real quick then. Caitlyn Morgana, very strong lane into Twitch, Taric, both of them pretty weak in lane. I think Caitlyn Morgana will be able to bully them out, and they will.
Oh yeah, it'll be very easy to harass them. If a Black Shield if Dark Binding lands on Taric or Shen, Caitlyn can drop her trap into them. It'll be really easy to get a lot of harass off.
Yeah, Twitch. Yeah, I think if they can survive through lane phase, that'll be good. But that's the term I'm using. Survive.
Yeah.
They need. I don't see them thriving in this bot lane environment.
Once Galio and Nocturne hit 6, OeG is praying that they can not just get like 5-man right away. Like they have to be very careful in that bot lane to make sure they don't just get crushed under the pressure.
Yeah, so Galio in the mid lane against Kai'Sa. I think Kai'Sa will be able to lay down the law on Galio, poke him out of lane pretty easily. But Nocturne coming through could be trouble for Kai'Sa. She doesn't really have a reliable way to get out. Xin Zhao ganking mid. I think if it turns into Galio and Nocturne versus Kai'Sa Xin Zhao, that goes in the favor of power bottom boys, because Galio will be able to taunt one of the shorter ranged marksman Kai'Sa, and Xin Zhao melee range, be able to taunt them, and Nocturne can just get right onto Kai'Sa and blow her up.
Yeah, Nocturne can also just sit on the Xin and fear him pretty easily.
As for the top lane matchup, Trundle and Shen, I mean, Trundle...
the Trundle can hypothetically get some pretty aggressive, dives going. I feel like we always need to be thinking about the Nocturne when it comes to these lanes, because the Nocturne can let these champs go so deep into a gank. But at the same time, if Shen can play safe very easily, so
yeah,
I'm not expecting too much to happen, at least during laning phase in the top lane. But I am curious to see who's going to have more impact as the game goes on, because Frontlash has been a really big factor in PBB's wins, and Account is on something that's not Horner Fiora for the first time in 5 weeks, so or 4 weeks. So I mean, I guess we'll see how that goes, but definitely the Shen ult is going to be really important, especially with the bot lane being at such higher, being at risk of just being like smashed. I mean, yeah, Rob is also taking teleport, so trying to match lane pressure from the map pressure from Shen a little bit more by having another global way to move around, since Shen has 2 ways to get around the map now.
Yeah, and we do see Sivan and Kai'Sa taking heal, so not really worried about having a sort of global presence, or maybe even feeling comfortable with the ultimate as enough to come in for a fight. Definitely not quite the range that Galio's ultimate has, and Galio also bringing teleport. So as we're waiting for the spectator delay, let's hear what's your prediction? Just who's gonna win?
I was really on the side of OeG at first, but the more I'm thinking about how aggressive that bot lane can go, I think a lot of it relies on how that goes. I think the top lane, if Frontlash doesn't just get like some huge dives going really early on, I think it's going to be a wash. I think the mid lane, I don't really know what to expect from it, because Kai'Sa versus Galio isn't really a matchup I'm used to seeing. But I think PBB just has so much potential pressure in that bot lane. I think that if they're able to get it rolling, they should be able to just take over the game and keep, jumping on top of the squishy champions like Kai'Sa and Twitch on OeG.
So you're giving this one PBB?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I think I'm inclined to agree with you. But I will say, cannot count out Sivan on the Kai'Sa. I played with him during the March Madness split when he got a pentakill. It is terrifying. I do not think it's nearly as strong as it was then. She herself has received nerfs and Death's Dance, with its unreasonable amount of sustain that it gave at the time has also been nerfed in how it affects her Q. So I think this one's going to go to Power Bottom Boys if C-Van does not absolutely run away with the game. It's going to take a lot.
Yeah, I noticed that right before the Spectator delay started, Murphy actually switched from Ignite to Exhaust. So I was about to say that they were going to go for some really early kills, but I guess he switched to the Exhaust. Maybe he's a bit worried about the, Shen hopping in, Zin ganking early to try to, relieve that pressure on the bot lane.
Yeah, and I do. Alright. Yeah, Rich coming on the side of PBB. So the exhaust I think is definitely very important. Kaisa, when she goes in, she's right in exhaust range. That's the perfect time. Putting yourself in that vulnerable position to be exhausted. Xin Zhao also, if he's able to get ahead, definitely a good target to exhaust. And Twitch. Twitch, actually, interesting enough, Spooked has played a lot of Twitch in the split so far, but has the lowest damage share between mid and even top. Kaut, with most games on Ornn, has a slightly higher damage share on his team.
Really? Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so, I mean, nothing to knock against Spooked. I think he's played well, but I think he's kind of been a little bit of a letdown in his role as the damage provider.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see how it goes. I mean, obviously it depends on how, safely he's playing, how the rest of his team is doing throughout the game. I think the thing that we really need to be looking out for is kind of how people use their engaging abilities, because both teams have champs that want to go really, really deep. So I think something that's really important is to maybe see how the Xin uses his ult to knock people away, how the Morgana's, prioritizing people for black shields, for dark bindings, because I think both teams are going to want to be right in each other's faces, and I think that if team fights are, if the teams are even and they both go into a team fight, it's going to be really important to see who is more effective at keeping the pressure off of their carries and keeping them alive as the fight goes on.
Absolutely. So we're loading into the game now. We see.
Oh, by the way, hi guys. I'm streaming. Hey, this is Jirachi. Hi. Okay, I'm going back into my hobbit hole.
Yeah, so we see runes. I don't think anything particularly weird, but actually we do see phase rush on Xin Zhao.
I don't think that's too out of the ordinary. It helps him run people down as during his ganks. Trundle is not taking grasp, so he's not he's trying to play a little bit more aggressively than if he was playing a super tanky.
Conqueror.
Yeah.
So that might mean that.
But yeah, thank you.
Conqueror, I think it might mean that they are expecting to get some kills in this top lane. We might see Labby up there pretty early.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of Frontalash's games. He's gotten some pretty ridiculous solo kills. So we'll see if that trend keeps up. To see how I don't know. I'm trying to hype up this top lane. It's really not the most exciting matchup in the world. But I mean, I've seen how Frontlash plays, and I know that there's definitely the possibility of him getting some kills in there.
Yeah, we do see defensive positions for this level 1.
Yeah, a lot of ping spam. I don't think they're.
Oh. What is happening?
I don't know how serious they're being with that.
Oh god, the earth is shaking with these pings. But yeah, interesting that Power Bottom Boys doesn't take advantage of their stronger level 1 with the just Morgana binding. It immediately makes a very powerful level 1.
Yeah, they might be a bit worried about the Shen taunt or something, maybe the turret stun. But I am a little surprised that they're not trying to at least get a little bit of pressure going.
Yeah, we see safe starts all around.
Yeah. Yeah. Starting items, nothing to go home about. Dorian's shield actually being taken by Spook on Twitch. So he's clearly a little, just a little worried about how bot lane could go.
Yeah, I do think that's a smart move for sure.
I agree.
Could be some trouble if I don't entirely agree with the choice of Fleet Footwork for Caitlyn. Switch definitely gonna benefit from that sustain in this lane, but
yeah, Labyrinth and Forever it's fighting each other very early as Account is attacking front lash and nearly kills him. Meanwhile, Zaboy is getting attacked by the bot lane of PBB. A lot of really early fighting. Forever grabs the Scuttle Crab in the bot lane and leaves Labyrinth with very little health to try to roam to his red buff.
Yeah, that's not a start you want as Nocturne. To lose out at that Scuttle Crab level 2.
Yeah, Nocturne's going to be farming pretty hard to get level 6, and he's struggling with that early.
I think, yeah, he's going for the other Scuttle Crab just to see
Xin
they're
about to meet up. Xin is looking for it. Oh, the smite away from Labby. Cerberus is right on top of him, gets him super low. Steven wants to get the kill, and Labby has to flash away.
Yeah, that's a bit of a greedy play from Nocturne. I think he should have expected Xin Zhao would be there. Oh no, Xin Zhao's coming back for red buff.
Zhao's coming around for the red buff. Oh, he sees that it's being taken.
Oh, this could be bad news for Nocturne.
Oh, Labyrinth smites it away, and it's taken by Cerberus. Labyrinth is having a very rough early game.
Yeah, I see Shen roaming down after pushing Trundle in.
Yeah, Frontlash was actually nearly killed in a 1v1 from Account and had to TP back. And had to flash away.
Early game definitely not going in favor of Power Bottom Boys anywhere other than bot lane, where they are able to shove Twitch and Tarek under the tower pretty early as we expected.
Yeah, a stun from Zaboy misses on the bot lane of PBB, who continues to keep the pressure up and starts building a small advantage in CS between AD carries.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, in the mid lane, Steven is starting to already, build up a pretty big CS lead. Rob does not want to be getting too close to that Kaisa.
Yeah, and I think that is smart for Rob to just concede that probably won't get very far ahead in mid lane because, I mean, one, Sivan is the LeBron of our league. So just concede that he's probably going to do a little better than you.
Yeah, Frontlash and Account are fighting in the top lane. Account gets Frontlash gets Account very low, but Sir Efforts is coming in, walks over a ward, and walks away, knows he cannot get Frontlash. Yeah, I'm impressed by Frontlash, who's actually able to get Account to recall and TP back into lane after getting pushed out at like level 2. So, props to him for managing to stay ahead in CS. Despite that pretty unfortunate 1v1 he took part in for a game.
Lucio landed a stun from Tarek, but Nocturne's coming in bot lane.
Yeah. Murphy gets very low, but the bot lane of OeG manages to just walk away.
Yeah, I think that is actually a winning trade for Power Bottom Boys, because Morgana, as a support, she gets to start with extra health potions. Twitch, however, doesn't, especially with the health regen being nerfed on this patch. That's gonna, yeah, and that Caitlyn cube just puts Twitch so low.
Yeah, so we're just starting to recall as the CS lead begins to grow for Fudgy. Now at a 10 CS, as Twitch has to back. Oh, Twitch does not back. She just stay in lane. Probably wants to get that cannon minion, yeah. But hopefully, it's very risky at this point since they're so pushed up.
It could be punished for this greed. I don't think anything's really going to come of it. It doesn't actually get the cannon. Oh, that's so unfortunate.
Continues to get poked.
That's gotta feel bad to cancel your recall for that cannon and not even get it.
Yeah. Oh, Rob hops in, gets the taunt, and just walks off. It's a little bit of damage on Sivan, who has a pretty huge CS lead now, over 6.5 minutes.
Yeah, makes a good trade to start there, but Sivan does not back off. Knows that Kaisa isn't really able to be punished by Galio once his cooldowns are gone.
Yeah. On top side, Labyrinth was thinking about a gank, but didn't realize that he was sitting on a ward in the Tri-Brush and just has to recall. Yeah, I think honestly at this point, Labyrinth should just try to, farm as much as he can to get to to get to 6. I mean, I know there's not much left in the jumbo right now to take, but you know, try to make up for that damage that Sir Everett did to him early game. Because Nocturne just cannot do that much until he has his ult.
Yeah, that's not a situation you want to be in as Nocturne. You want to be making these early moves. Obviously not as effective without your ultimate, which makes incredible ganks. But
yeah, Sir Everett's looking very aggressive. Wants to hop in on Labyrinth's blue buff. Walking with Savoy. They see Labyrinth, they stun Labyrinth, and Labyrinth is about to be killed. First blood goes to Savoy's Taric, and the blue buff's taken away by Sir Everett's. And Labyrinth is not having a good early game.
yeah, and I will say that is actually pretty important for Taric. Taric, again, in my opinion, not a support that has a very strong laning phase, but if he can get ahead, he can be a huge threat individually.
Yeah, OeG is now looking for the dragon, and you know PBB can't do literally anything about it. I mean, even though there's a pretty huge, you know, advantage in the bot lane, Galio is pushed back, trying to gather up extra CS in the mid lane, so Steven is able to roam over to the dragon. Meanwhile, Labyrinth is now 2 levels down on Sir Everett's. And a solo kill in the top lane that I apparently missed.
Yeah. Account's been bullying Frontlash even as he was being pushed under tower by him.
Yeah, he's down in CS, but he's just doing so much damage.
And very well played by Account on that
Yeah,
Shen.
he just jumped up right on him, taunted him, dropped his QW, and just autoed him down. Flashed after him. Frontlash didn't get to flash away, get out of range, and unfortunately just got, you know, 1v1. Q misses from Murphy as, yeah, now Fudgy has the 20 CS lead. At the same time, Steven now has a 25 CS lead in the mid lane, so making up for that. Count gets a little bit low from Frontlash. Doesn't notice the pink ward sitting in that bush in the river. And they take the top lane scuttle, the top side scuttle. Yeah, Rob is 7 and Labyrinth is 6. I think they really need to start looking for some sort of 4-man bot lane, because they're going to start, you know, if Caitlyn's the only champion that's starting to get ahead, Twitch will catch up to her.
Yeah, so just taking a look in chat, we see a prediction that if OeG doesn't win by 15, PBB wins. And I think you might have a point there, Menbong, but I don't know, Kaisa and Twitch scale pretty well. Tarik's late game's pretty terrifying. Yeah, I think that, you know, once it gets to team fights, OeG has a real front line in Shen and Taric and some damage to back it up.
Count's hopping right onto Frontlash, slowly pulling him down. They're about even in HP, but Sir Everett just hops in. Frontlash flashes in, almost kills Count, kills a Count, then dies to Sir Everett's under the turret, getting another kill to the jungler.
Yeah, so that's interesting plays on these top lanes. First kill of the Power Bottom Boys just go to Trundle.
Yeah, I think it will be pretty important because the Shen's getting pretty strong with all those kills he's getting. He is still down in CS. Oh, as the finally Nocturnal comes in, jumps on Steven, starts diving under him. Shen ult comes in, does not kill Steven. Labyrinth is so low. Shen jumps in, and Rob is now getting taken down after Labyrinth dies. Rob is almost dead. Rob gets killed by Steven, who gets a double kill. Cerberus also hops in for the assist, and the disastrous ult by Nocturne
That
gets him and Rob killed.
that double kill for Steven is the last thing that Power Bottom Boys wants.
Yeah.
And just taking a look at the CS, we're at 11 minutes. Steven is up to 109 CS. That's
Yeah,
huge.
Steven's
Like,
at
that's
9 CS per minute, pretty much. Absolutely
yeah,
huge.
that's
And Rob
that's
is building a banner first item, which I really don't agree with, personally.
It's an interesting strategy, and I think it would work against Sivan if he wasn't on Kaisa. But Kaisa can take that easily. She can kill it really easily because she does a lot of damage. If it was someone like
Labyrinth
Diana.
trying to take the top lane. Scuttle sees Sivan. Labyrinth should not be fighting this. Labyrinth is 3 levels down on Sivan. Sivan is absolutely melting him, destroys him, although Frontlash does manage to kill Sir Everett and then gets killed by a cow in return. At the same time, the bot lane of PBB does manage to get the bot lane turret and starts moving mid. They want to continue that pressure that Caitlyn started to build. But I really don't know if it's going to be enough for this huge Kaisa.
Yeah, we're seeing a small lead in about 500 gold, being 20 CS up over the switch that the Caitlyn has, but I don't know if that lead's really going to mean a lot with Kaisa breathing down her neck.
Yeah, Rob hops right in. The Twitch ult comes. Sorry, the Arc ult comes out. Sivan actually gets killed by the K ult. Tarek stun comes in. Tarek is now killed, and Sir Everett is killed after Murphy Routed ults him. And finally, Spooked is getting solo. Fudgy Ditters is almost dying to a turret. Fudgy Ditters dies to a turret. Gets only executed though. No kills come out for that for the side of OeG. Not entirely sure what happened there, but that was huge for PBB to try to get themselves back in the game.
Yeah, that was very well played. The fact that the Targ ultimate didn't go down on Kaisa was very smartly played by Rob to go in on her right then, make sure she could be bursted down before she could do any more damage.
Yeah, if we look at who got the shutdown, it was Fudgy on Caitlyn, who's now 2-1-2 with the Stormrazor and Boots complete. He got a 500 gold shutdown on Kaisa. I think this game is really going to come down to how well Fudgy can carry, because he's the only person... Well, Frontlash is ahead, but he keeps trading these kills with a cow, and I really don't like that.
Yeah, so just a couple minutes ago I was saying Caitlyn had a 500 gold lead over Twitch. That's now 1,500. So that's pretty substantial. This Caitlyn is a threat. Only 600 gold behind Kaisa. Kaisa completing the Gensu's Rage Blade, so she's starting to scale up. As she gets more items, she'll be a very big threat. But Caitlyn with the Stormrazor is a poke threat, for sure.
Yeah, Labyrinth is now 2-3-1, starting to make up the gold that he got so far behind in early game. Now only a level behind Sir Everett, but still just not that strong, not as strong as they want him to be. Building Tiamat early, although I mean, he's just honestly so squishy. Anyone he hops in on, like, the chance that he dies is huge, as the dragon is just taken away by OeG, and PBB can't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, Powerbomb Boys being forced to concede that, because if OeG gets the chance to turn around on them, you know, just with the positioning to get a Targ stun as Xin Zhao goes in is too big of a threat.
Yeah, OeG is now looking to take their final outer turret, starting to push towards the bot lane. 4v4 right now. 4v3 right now. The Shen ult is up. Nocturne Fear goes on to Sir Everett, does not get him as he flashes away.
Now, Nocturne almost sacrificing himself is going to buy them some time, but
yeah,
not much.
Almost died there. Now it's a 2v3 in the bot lane. And I really don't know how long PBB can keep up this defense. Yeah, Sir Everett is thinking about recalling, decides to join back up with them. Tarek ult comes out, they want to pressure them off the lane. The TP coming in from Rob and from Frontlash. The kill on Murphy Rodit comes in for Sivan. And Murphy Rodit actually Zonias does not get killed. Sivan gets destroyed. Sir Everett ults everyone away. They're trying to run away. The Shen ult comes out. Sir Everett gets killed for a double kill for Fudgy Ditters.
My god.
Finally, Rob jumps in, doesn't get Savoy, gets taunted by a cow. The K ult comes out, a cow blocks it. Rob is there with so little HP, gets stunned by Tark and killed by it. Frontlash builds up his pillar, starts running down Spoop, flashes after him, kills him, is now on Savoy as the cow jumps right back in and tries to kill Murphy and does not manage to get it.
Frontlash on that backline, my god!
Yeah, OeG pretty much just got aced. Like,
yeah,
OeG
OeG
just respawned, but all of them died.
Punished heavily for that dive. They were very confident in that and turned it around fast.
That bot turret, and now they're losing their own second bot turret. As Fudgy is 5-1, he's absolutely huge right now.
And Digital Love in the chat, I agree. Morgana's stopwatch there was so important.
That was huge. I was so sure she was dead. She had so little health there, and Steven was just left there thinking like, well, now what do I do? It got destroyed.
That was amazingly played by Powerbomb and Boys, using those semi-global ultimates, the Nocturne and Galio ults, to collapse on them as they thought, you know, we're going in, we're going to get some kills, and we're going to go back to this tower. Suddenly the whole team's there.
Yeah, the double TPs turning out to be so valuable. Both of them just come in, and Frontlash and Rob had so much impact in that fight. Yeah, as now we look at the gold, and Fudgy is 2.1, now 2K ahead of Spook, just continues to build that lead. And Frontlash, you know, is starting to pull ahead of Account, about 800 gold ahead. And, you know, Labyrinth pretty much, dead even in gold with Sir Everett's finally made up for that really unfortunate early game, and is starting to get huge. Steven is getting dived by Frontlash. See both of them die in the top lane as they are mauling each other with auto attacks. A ridiculous 1v1 that doesn't really help anybody, as Account is just pushing the bot lane, finally gets that bot turret, but the second mid turret is taken by PBB, who is now looking at the inhib turret and is breaking it down so quickly with all these auto attackers.
Yeah, I think that goes to him.
Just smashing it. The stun comes out from Tariq, but the jump back in by Rob, the Tariq ult comes in, only drops on Spook as Tariq dies, and the inhib turret's taken by PBB, who just runs away with it.
Yeah, PvP is getting back a lot of objectives, and the base already broken before 20 minutes. That's nuts.
Yeah, PBB is really starting to run away with this. I didn't expect their comp to be working this effectively, but, you know, if we're looking at Frontlash, he's actually building very, very aggressively with a Triforce, now building into a Hydra, no tank items yet. I mean, I didn't think that having both the top and the jungler just build so many damage items would be this useful for them, but they're making it work. They're popping all these squishy champions. Sivan is so squishy, Swoop is so squishy. Like, all the damage, they're like, especially for Sivan, the damage he's doing isn't that helpful if he's just getting, you know, blown up.
Yeah, and PG Mad Hatter in chat saying OeG are lacking damage with Sivan's death. When he dies, they don't really have any damage. I talked about it before the game, but Spooked, while he plays one of the most damage output, one of the highest damage output champions, Twitch, he consistently has a lower damage share than Sivan and Account, who usually plays tanks. So if they want to come back in this game, Sivan's gonna, or Spooked rather, is going to have to start putting out some real damage.
Yeah, if we're looking at Account actually started Hydra first, so he'd be able to get a bit more pushing power against Frontlash, which is really smart because Frontlash, again, built the Triforce and now is building his own Hydra, so, you know, gives Account a little bit more pushing power. Just finished a banner command too to try to match what Rob has, because Rob is building just pretty much full tank right now.
As a Galio should.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I think
Savoy gets ulted by Account and runs off. Account really wants his kills. He gets a double taunt as Savoy is running in. Galio ults away, defends Labyrinth, knocks up Account, and nothing really happens. Rob is still looking to go in. Steven gets some autos in, and they just walk away with nothing really happening as the dragon is spawning, and the blue first turret in top lane is taken by Frontlash, who is still pushing with that Triforce. Both teams are interested in taking this dragon. Steven is melting it. And the ult in by Nocturne, the jump in by Galio, but Rob and Labyrinth are just blown up. Murphy gets an ult off, but only gets it on Sir Everett. PBB is getting crushed as Frontlash is now with the team. He is still split pushing, gets another turret, but was it worth 4 kills?
Oh my god.
The TPM by Account, not sure if he really needs to do that. But he is worried that Frontlash will continue to push. Account wants to get this kill, jumps onto... Frontlash wants to get this kill on Account, jumps on him. Account taunts him under the turret. He is getting melted by Frontlash. Frontlash is huge, flashes after Account. does not have the range and gets killed by Tsuboy
Oh no!
as the inhib is taken by OeG.
That was a massive disrespect by Frontlash to straight
so
up
many-
dive a count.
Yeah, so many back and forths. It's really unfortunate. I mean, Rob and Labyrinth, you know, both trying to protect their team, but just not being tanky enough, getting absolutely melted, and could not protect Fudgy in that fight.
Yeah, Steven was able to, come at them from the side. I think he ulted in that fight to reposition, and they really couldn't answer it. He was able to get direct damage on Fudgy Ditters. I will say Rob had a tremendous flash W to start the fight, taunting 3 members of OeG, but they just didn't have what they needed to follow it up. They weren't able to burst C-Van down, and just cleaned up.
Yeah, they really needed Frontlash in that fight. Account was able to be in that fight and get so many taunts off, and Frontlash was just split pushing with his TP. I don't know if the team thought that maybe they'd be able to survive, but that fight was in and out, and then finally Account was just like, screw it, I'm gonna jump in, I will get a 2-man taunt, and we will make this a fight. And it worked out pretty well for OeG. Looking at C-Van, he's completed his Ginsus and completed his Nashers, he's building and has a needlessly large drawdown. I don't know if he's going straight into a death cap now, but he's putting out so much damage. As Rob is building full armor, I don't know if he wants to be doing this because the most fed person on OeG is their AP carry.
Yeah, well, I think these items are going into a Frozen Heart, which will be important not only for Kaisa, but also for Twitch and Xin Zhao, affecting all of them. So the attack speed slow, I think, is what he's looking for.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Yeah, Steve has another large rod, definitely going straight for a death cap. Looking just to straight up melt people now. They have 2 Mountain Drakes. When the Baron comes back up, they will be looking for it.
Yeah. So I'm starting to think that PBB's win condition in these fights is to kill C-Van as fast as possible. And then they'll be able to run everyone else down, but C-Van is just a huge problem.
Yeah, C-Van is being run down. C-Van gets ulted by Shen and ulted by Tarek, decides to jump right back in. Savoy gets a stun off on Labyrinth, who's getting melted. Labyrinth jumps right back in, blows up Spooked, and blows up C-Van, who cannot be protected. Savoy is now getting caught, flashes away, but will probably be run down on that front ledge. No, they let him run away. As now Account is the one split pushing with his ult still up. As Rob hops in, tries to protect that turret, which has 2 banner minions on both sides of it, but it is just getting autoed down by Account. That banner minion is way too strong. Rob is getting very, very low as Account's Hydra is putting in a lot of work to slowly melt Rob down.
I'm glad to see that
pushing happening from these top laners.
I'm glad to see that Frontlash was able to do exactly what I was thinking it would need to.
Yeah, Account jumps in. I don't know if he wants to do that. Gets a lot of damage on Rob, but decides to walk away. It's not safe enough. He is just so deep right now in PBB's territory.
But Frontlash serving as a split pusher for a lot of this game.
Yeah, Account taunts Frontlash. Frontlash is getting destroyed by Account, and Sir Everett gets killed trying to take Krugs in the top lane.
A bit of a greedy play from Frontlash there.
Yeah, I think he, the warding, if we're looking at the warding, it's not fantastic from either team. I mean, OeG has no wards up that much really. There's a pink ward, a few wards in the top side, but I think both teams need to be looking at vision a little bit more because Frontlash just got straight up caught. I mean, he was past where Account was pushing in that top lane and didn't think twice. So I think they need to be a little bit more careful because they're really underestimating how easily they can get melted by some of the members of either team. Honestly, both teams are able to blow up the enemy team members if they want to.
Yeah, I think in team fights they are going to need Frontlash there. He's been serving as the split pusher for a lot of this game. But if Frontlash is able to get onto Kaisa, she tends to get blown up faster than she can faster than she can pump out damage.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think that's part of their win condition is having Trundle in team fights. He does want to split push, but it's just not as effective.
Yeah, they really
the
need
rest
him
of
to
them will
melt
die.
that Shen, because now Shen has the Randuins. He has so much HP now, 3k. Dragon's starting to come back up. It's Ocean Drake, which is gonna be really nice for OeG, who continues to just get the pressure in. But at the same time, both teams seem. I mean, OeG. I mean, do they want to force a fight? Do you think, or do they just want to be like trying to siege under these turrets? Because every time they try to siege under a turret, they get engaged by PBB and destroyed. But at the same time, if they're in the jungle, they seem to always be winning against PBB. What are they trying to do? As they put up three banner minions!
3 banners, why?
Okay, maybe this is the win condition they were looking for. As
No,
Rob
it's a
jumps
fight.
right in, the Q misses from Morgana, the ult in from Nocturne. As Galio hops right in, trying to protect his teammates. Both players are getting super low. Morgana gets, Savoy gets blown up, and Account gets blown up. Rob wants to get another taunt off. Steven flashes away. 2 kills for the side of PBB, who now puts up another banner minion and keeps their inhibitor alive.
So that was Frontlash made a very smart play in there with the single pillar. He's zoned C-Van from a lot of that fight, allowing them to collapse onto Account on their back line, and then turn on Zaboy, who was pretty far away. But as the Tarek ultimate came down, it wasn't on who it needed to be.
Yeah, now Fudgy has IE and Rapid Fire can complete it, just putting out so much damage as long as you can get in range. As another banner minion is put up by PBB, there are now 5 banners in total in this game. Both teams can hypothetically get so much pushing going if they want it. Baron is coming up in 30 seconds. PBB is in position for it, although the 2 Mountain Drakes for OeG definitely give them the advantage if they're able to get control over it and rush it.
Yeah, they're
PBB
looking
is for a pick. Cerberus is walking up.
Not quite a death push, but
Does he
they're
see
spotted.
them? That was a little...
They were spotted.
Alright, he does see them.
I think they need to get a
sees
death push. A straight up fight here would go in the favor of OeG because PBB needs a recall. Missing a little bit of health on their...
Yeah, walking over a bunch of wards now. There's a lot of wards starting being placed by both teams. They both want a lot of vision around this Baron. PBB decides to stay in.
They need to be careful about letting them on this Baron.
Straight for the Baron. It is getting absolutely melted. It'll be gone before anyone can get to it. It is gone.
They need to be very careful of that because they have so much damage on Kaisa and Twitch combined.
I do not know why PBB went to the mid lane. There was maybe 5-10 minions there, and they brought the entire team to clear that. They should have kept someone on the Baron at all times. Because that thing is gone.
Oh, hello.
I think it's back to turtling for PBB. They're gonna have to protect the space from the banner empowered Baron minions.
Yeah, we can see that there's 2 honestly, I feel like OeG should have saved their banner minions because those 2 ones in the top lane are going to get killed before the bot lane one can reach anywhere. They should have probably saved it for the 3 minions in bot lane so they can have 3, long range banner minions with the Baron buff. But nonetheless, they decide to push down mid with at least 3 champs so far. As Account is running back probably into the top lane to split push that since he does have TP and his ult. Kaisa chunks Murphy.
I saw that.
Oh, the jump in by Rob only gets a taunt on Savoy as Spooked is getting crushed. He has taken so much damage. But Steven ults right in, blows up Fudgy Ditters, but now gets blown up himself by Frontlash as the tower gets taken by OeG, who's now getting chased down, gets Tarek ulted. Cerberus jumps right into Frontlash. Frontlash is taking no damage. The jump in by Rob gets a 3-man taunt, putting in so much damage. Savoy is getting melted, but now 3-man taunt by Count. Oh no, everyone on PBB is getting so low. Labyrinth is dead. Murphy Rabbit will die to anything right now. Swoop walks right up, gets killed by Cerberus. I think this is game.
I think that could be the game. Caitlin's up in 10 seconds though.
Yeah, Kaelin's putting out a lot of damage, but I don't know if she can be enough. They have so much damage because of Baron and because of the 2 Mountain Drakes. They decide to not go for the win, as Frontlash wants to blow up Spoop, honoring him so quickly, gets killed by a crit from Fudgy Dinners. Fudgy Dinners is scaring him off of that inhibitor and gets 2 kills. Frontlash is chasing down Account, wants revenge for that early game kill. Account jumps over with Blast Cone and gets away. As the base for OeG is getting crushed by Super Minions, both turrets are now under 50% HP.
So for a minute there, I thought that was about to be very bad for OeG.
I thought the game was over, and then, I don't know, that team fight was very impressive. Robin and Cal both stood out to me, both getting 3 huge 3-man taunts. But
yeah, so Cvan going in for Caitlyn was incredibly greedy, and could have gone very badly.
yes.
Cvan, as we've discussed, once he's dead, that's kind of their damage. So dying very early in that fight in exchange for the Caitlyn, kind of showing little respect for Nocturne and Trundle's damage output, but they were not able to get on the targets they needed to. And luckily for OeG, they were able to win a fight without Cvan there.
Yep. A 5th dragon comes up, gets quickly taken by OeG. At this point, a 2nd Ocean. It's nice to have. It's the health is really starting to build up for them.
That's a 5th dragon, though. That's just a lot of dragons.
Yeah, just in general, it is good to have. Once the Elder comes up, that will be, if they get it, it'll be over because
it's gonna
so
be
much damage.
So important, but Power Boy's not able to contest.
Twitch jumps right in, gets Fudgy at half health. Rob comes in with a massive taunt, but just gets crushed. Twitch ult comes out as the tower cult protects everybody. Frontlash is not able to kill anyone. Fudgy is killed by Sir Everett. The inhib's getting taken, and the game is definitely over now.
That's going to be game 1. Over to OeG.
Yep.
Cvan going for
Cvan wants it.
Little better KDA.
Yep, and GG. OeG gets the first win.
All right. Yeah, Rob with a 4-man taunt near the end there, but not enough follow-up.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Yeah.
So great game 1. Let's take a look at these stats. I have a feeling Cvan's damage is gonna be up there.
Let's see here.
Yeah, 27,000 damage on the Kaisa. Most in the game.
Yeah, I'm looking around. Something that really stands out to me is Account's performance. He took 3 turrets all on his own. Kept even. Was a little bit behind Frontlash and CS for the entire game, but kept so relevant. Those stuns were consistently huge. Sorry, not the stuns. The taunts from him coming in every time he jumped into a team fight were so beneficial for OeG. What do you think, Reese, about the MVP for this game?
MVP, I'm thinking... I think it probably will have to go to Cvan. Puts out a tremendous amount of damage, gets incredibly far ahead in lane, and basically was the win condition. He was there, when he was there in a team fight, it was pretty big, and when he died, that just kind of fell apart most of the time. Not always, but
yeah. Obviously, Cvan's performance was super impressive, but he did so many risky plays that could have gotten his team. A lot of his plays got his team to lose fights because he would hop in and die. So I really don't know if the judgment that consistently, got him to die. Because as you said, like, he is the win condition. He needs to play a little bit safer than what he was doing that game. I don't know how I feel about that performance because of how risky he was playing with some of those ults.
Okay, I'm just gonna interrupt to say we're gonna cut the VOD right now. Go drop your votes in the MVP poll. We'll be right back for game 2 of Power Bottom Boys versus Ashen's E-Girls. Don't go anywhere, guys.